Latest generation Suzuki Swift launched pretty recently in South Africa. They've taken a tried and trusted recipe and I really believe improved on it. Modernized a bit, changed a few features, and really made quite a lot of difference. The shape is very familiar, but one of the changes that is very obvious is that the door handles to the back doors have now moved to the C-pillar over here instead of down there. It just makes it look a lot sleeker, a lot neater, a lot nicer. I think it's a pretty neat little look to it as well. They've still got very much what Suzuki termed the helmet look to it, and that makes a big difference as well. It's still very, very distinctive. And of course, very neat rear end here as well. You're coming around to the boot, which was one of the major criticisms of the previous generation Swift, that the boot was very, very small. And you now go up to about 230 odd litres of standard boot space, and you can get up to 770 odd litres if you drop the back seats. So again, a lot more practical, a lot more grown up than the previous generation, I think I can call it. The engine is carried over from the previous version. It's the 1.2 litre 4-cylinder engine, putting out 61 kilowatts, 113 newton meters of torque. But there is a little but to this one. New platform, lighter platform, means the car is about 90 kilos lighter than the previous generation, which certainly gives it just a little bit more oomph than the previous version did have. And that's a pretty nice little extra to have, because you want that little bit of performance to go with the zooty, should I call it, looks that this little car gives you. Overall, you can see, very neat, very definitely and clearly a Suzuki Swift, but as I said just now, maybe a little bit more grown up. Inside the new Swift, they've kind of modernized it a bit and made it look a little bit more up to date. I think they've done a pretty good job of it. And just overall, you can see, this is where this car confuses me a little bit. It's priced squarely in the absolute budget end of the market, yet it certainly seems to be slightly above the budget market itself. Nice looking dash over here. You can see a complaint that I do have and a criticism would be the fact that, really, come on, where's a decent infotainment system? Give us an option of a model that has a nice touch screen, probably with navigation. I would really appreciate that. But you've got your multifunction steering wheel, you've got your instrumentation and trip computer in the center over here, and unbelievably, in the test so far, which includes quite a bit of commuting duty and a nice open road run, believe it or not, we're averaging 5.2 litres per 100 kilometers. And that has always been one of the Swift's absolute strengths. Above that, I showed the boot is a little bit bigger, in fact quite a lot bigger than the previous version. Well, there's also quite a bit more space in the back seat of the new generation Swift as well. And that addresses another complaint that many, many buyers had in the past. So they certainly have addressed a lot of the issues with the new version. I think that's what it's about, progress when you address issues or shortcomings on a car. And congratulations to Suzuki in looking at what buyers wanted and where it could be improved. They've done a very good job on that. The handling is true to the Swift, and it handles very, very nicely. It's got that go-kartish type feel to it, to the handling, and it certainly does hold the road nicely, very nimble, very slick. I actually came to a conclusion the other day. I think I would vote this particular car my best buy for a buyer under the age of 30. It just somehow, in my book, suits that market segment like you cannot believe. But overall, smooth, comfortable, really, really, at the price, I think it is quite something. Coming in at 175,900 Rand for the GL version as we're driving over here. The Swift is incredibly good value for money, which is typical of Suzuki. And it actually places it among some more budget competitors in the market, which is very interesting market placing and pricing. You do, of course, get the Suzuki 3-year 100,000 kilometer warranty, and you even get a 2-year 30,000 kilometer service plan included in the price of this car. One thing I kind of keep wondering about is Suzuki, would it be a good idea to bring in a GLS version with a couple of extra trimmings, particularly infotainment system, something like that. And I certainly would say it would be very competitive at 190, 195,000 Rand for a luxury version. But that's my opinion, and you can take it or not. But overall, I can tell you now, if you're looking at a small hatchback under 200,000 Rand, you would be crazy not to go and check out the new Swift. For Motor Matters, I'm Alan R, and I'll see you next time.